Hello, everyone. It is your baby boomer, Kitty Lane, from the Peninsula in Virginia. And I am here with another Creator Relate. Oh, my allergies. But trust me, I have everything close. Got my inhaler right there. Got my EpiPen right here. So I'm good. I am working on, hello and welcome in. I am working on a Cooper's blanket. The wonderful Miss C sent me the pattern and the material. I got it Sunday, but she knows that basically all I do is sit here and crochet all day. So she gave me something to do, and I'm doing it. And to be honest with you guys, it really should have been done before now. And if I had felt better, it probably would have been done before now. I wanted to be able to reveal it by tonight. I'm so happy I gave myself until tomorrow. But you guys that show up with me tonight will get a thank you for the thumb. Hi, Auntie Pie. How are you? So glad you're here. That's great. That's great. I was just saying that I'm working on the Cooper's blanket that was sent to me by Mama C, and it should have been done by now, but I don't know if you can tell how nasally I am. That's how my allergies kick my behind. But like I said, I have my inhaler close to my left. I got my EpiPen right to my right. So I'm strapped. I'm I could not use all of the material that she sent me. It was absolutely beautiful. There are a lot of yarns that I've not had the pleasure of working with. Uh, I won a contest of hers not too long ago, and I received. I love this yarn. It was the first time I worked with that. It was nice of her. Um, but it was the first time I had worked with the. I love this yarn, and the variegated yarn that she sent me with this yarn was also. I love this yarn. So it's been an experience. Even though right now I'm not working with it, but this is what I have so far. Of course, that will end up like that as I'm working my corners now. It's a lot of fun. I did change the colorway a little bit. I did. I love purple, first of all. I am a purple girl. So I just took the variegated out and put the dark, dark, dark purple in, the royal purple. So it's really working up, and I think it looks really, really good. I'm enjoying doing it. This is the first time I've been crocheting over 55 years, and there's so much that I have not done. And it's exciting to me to bring these corners in. I've done it from the peak out, but I've never worked the granny stitch in. So it's exciting to do it and to see it materializing right before me. I'm like, oh, wow, this is so great. Some people would say I live a boring life, but I don't think so. As long as I have a hook in my hand and some yarn to wrap that hook around, I'm good. And a TV where I can either look at what I want to look at on TV or listen to music. Hi, Tina. How are you? So nice to see you. I'll be popping in on your videos too. I do. They say lurking. I don't know why I don't know that the word sounds dirty. I'm not lurking, I'm just observing. But yeah, I was telling Auntie Vi that I am working on the Cooper's blanket, and that I'm absolutely loving it. I am. And Auntie Vi, when you get a chance, other than green tea, ginger tea, lemon tea, what can I do about the sore throat? Because it doesn't start getting sore until nighttime. I can make it during the day is when I'm doing all the coughing. At night is when the throat starts feeling like it wants to swell up a little bit. And like now, I feel the swelling here. And it's not in my nodes. My nodes are fine. But it's like my throat. It's really in my throat. I sip on hot water. I've done the steam. But I know it's my allergies. I do take hydroxyzine, and I can't say the name of the other one. Loratadine, and there's another one. There are a total of 3 allergy pills that I take. I tried the allergy shots. They're starting to clear up now. We couldn't do the allergy shots. But I'm allergic to trees and grass and weeds and dogs and cats and rodents and epoxy resin and corn and soy and wheat and sesame seeds and half the nuts there are out there. And yeah, hot tea with raw honey and lemon. Okay, the Hall mentholyptus is the only thing I haven't done with that one. I would definitely do that. I mean, because I had tried chloroseptic and everything. I've gone through like a bottle of chloroseptic, the whole spray bottle, in like a day and a half. And all it does is numb the throat. It's good for numbing it. So, Tina, what are you working on? And I'm happy that you're here so that I can tell you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You were one of the first ones to reach out and help me when I started my channel. And I really do appreciate you for that, because I had no idea what a playlist even was. And even when I mean, I did as far as my music was concerned, but it didn't register. All of this was so new. But I do want to thank you for that. I really do appreciate you for that. I made my first lovey a couple of weeks ago, and I was super excited about that. This is Noop. And when I saw him and he was blue and he happened to be free at Walmart because he didn't have a price on him, and the manager didn't feel like running to the back to figure out what it was, so he said, "You can have it." And my daughter's favorite color is blue, and I came home and made Noop a blue lovey. I was excited. I also did my first amiguramis, and it's too far for me to reach it right now without making a mess. But I made a care carrot, which ended up being, after my oldest daughter took it, 2 rainbow carrots, and then I made a care pear, and then I made the candy corns, the amigurumi candy corns for Halloween. I did give out candy, but I gave out the candy corns as well, and they went over really big. I'm still seeing candy corns out here in the neighborhood, and that makes me smile. I'm usually a blanket girl. I do a lot of graph gans, and Auntie Value asked us no matter how long it took them to do a graph gan. I do a lot of teams and sororities. I have done a couple of fraternities as well. The most I've done in a month is 6. So, and I do single crochet. And these are blankets for at least a full size bed. I made my aunt, I call it a full on spread for her California king bed. And it had the attached shams for the pillows. It fits contour. Her name is around the edge. And it took me a week and a half to make that for her. So when I'm doing other things now, like I'm supposed to be doing this washcloth challenge, but I know that this blanket is I'm going to ask Mama C which she would prefer, because I've done a lot of Boggy Creek blankets. I've also, at one point, I had committed to a women's shelter here, a domestic violence shelter here. And for some reason, they're not operating right now. I can think of a few reasons, and I hope they get it straightened out, because it was really good. I know the young lady who started it, and I know that was her baby. And I can imagine, how it must feel. I know she was having trouble at one point getting backing. I don't know how to pull things up on the screen yet. I'm still learning, but I can show you all this. This is a basket that I made. It's really a serving tray. And I found out that it serves a multi-purpose, as it holds 17 skeins of yarn. So I'm about to have a room full of serving trays holding yarn. Also, that's one of my Boggy Creek blankets. I call that, I don't know how to stop the glare. I'm sorry. There it is. I call that the strawberry patch. I forgot what I named that one. I tend to name all my blankets. I call that one checks and balances. Forgive me, I do shake a lot. And I call that one the cornfield. And I don't think I named this one. It was just a granny square. I told myself I'm not doing any granny squares, because the very first project I had when I learned how to crochet was a granny square tam and poncho. And I didn't want to see another granny square. Thank you. The measurements for Boggy Creek were 35 to 40 by 45 to 50, or if it's a square and a circle or a star at the furthest point, at least 40 inches. So for us, more like a lap throw, or, a little like Afghan, um, And it's just something I assume to put across their beds. And at the end of the week, at the end of their camp week there, whatever blanket is on their bed, they get to take home. So we'll just be like a blankie for them. And I think that's cool. I really think it's cool because I have an autistic granddaughter, and she's a member of the girls' club at her school. And I see what it does for her. She's level 2 and she is verbal. And she's very opinionated and she is very much a diva. Very much the diva. She gets that from her auntie and not her grandma. Grandma is when I first when I came back to Virginia in 1984, I was bibbed overalls and flannel shirts. And a young lady who came to be like a sister to me got me to girly up a lot. So I'm more into dresses now. But I want the one dress with no buttons, no zippers, has to have pockets and long enough to cover me. So, yeah, I still don't know where my grandbaby gets the diva from. But she's absolutely beautiful. And no, that's not just grandma saying that. She is. She's absolutely beautiful. But aren't all cute little girls? Aren't they all beautiful? And all the handsome little men? Yes. Then again, I love kids. I I used to want 12 children coming up. I was blessed. I was blessed. As I grew older and listened to what everybody was saying, that number did reduce to 6 now. I birthed 4. I lost 1 to crib death, but I raised a total of 35 kids, 29 boys and 6 girls. And that's no joke. And that's a single parent. And at one point, I had 4 jobs and was going to school, but we made it work. So kids I absolutely love. I really, really, really do. I mean, even as I get older, I love kids. So, Rose, what are you working on? Or did I miss it? I'm so happy you all are here. When y'all come in, knowing that you all have been here longer than I have, I get a little starstruck. I do. And if my ex fiance heard me say that, he would be upset because he was a celebrity and I was not starstruck at all. He was a little disappointed that I wasn't starstruck. I was like, okay. But you all, to turn on the TV and see you all every day and, to take notes from you all, to learn new techniques, to be challenged to try new things, it, and then to turn on the live and you all pop in here, I'm like, yeah. Yes, I am a big fan. This Cooper's blanket has definitely taught me a thing about weaving in ends. I usually work mine in. But I told myself I was going to follow the pattern, and I have, except the colors. I did change the colors around. But other than that, I have followed the pattern. And I'm proud of myself for that. Because I'm one that will veer off from a pattern in a heartbeat. I'll be like, that doesn't look right there. Let me try this. Auntie Vi, I know you said tea as hot as I can stand it. I need you to go live, Miss Tina. I do. But Auntie Vi, you said as hot as I could stand it. Let me tell you what happened yesterday. So my daughter was off yesterday, and my daughter is my kids are very good. My kids, I got to go back a little bit. Out of the 35 kids that I raised, only one of them has been unalived. He went to a party, and a guy from another city asked him for a cigarette, and he told him no. And he became victim to firearm violence. Um, I had another one who fell victim to the system, but it wasn't his fault. It was a whole family thing that ended up like really, really bad. And he was actually given life. And the little girl came back and told the truth. And, told the courts that her father made her say those things about him. So now the father has been incarcerated and my son has been released. And he's going through the exoneration procedures and everything now. Um, so I think to have maybe not given birth to but mothered all of those, and to be in their lives in that capacity and not have, the kids who like run over me, take advantage of me. My babies look out for me. My babies do look out for me. Hello, Lorraine. How are you? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really nice to have you here. I hope you left your thumbprint at the door. I would appreciate it. And I do love the fact that you guys are commenting. I absolutely love it. I do. I'm a talker, and I have done lives where I've sat here and really talked to myself. During the day, I'll make videos. I'll make many, many videos all day long, and I'm talking to myself. But going back to my kids and how great my kids are, in 2021, I think that was, aside from this year, my worst year medically. And I went the entire year. I had 7 surgeries that year. I was in the hospital for sepsis shock. I was in the hospital with the big C. And when I came off of quarantine, was when everything hit me. Everybody told me as long as you keep moving, you'll be fine. So the whole time I was on quarantine, I kept moving. I stayed up when I could and walking around the bedroom, me and my grandson and bouncing up because he and I had it together. So we quarantined together. And we're bouncing up and down on the bed. And, excuse me, um, we're bouncing up and down it. And as soon as I came off of quarantine, I decided I was just going to chill. And when I stopped, everything stopped. Y'all, I came off of quarantine on a Saturday. I slept from that Saturday afternoon through to Sunday night. And when I tried to get up, I could not get up. My daughter literally my bed is like right here. My bathroom's like right here. My daughter had to almost take me to the bathroom. She had to bathe me. She had to dress me. Had to do my hair. Had to feed me for a week. I was that bad off. But thank God I got my strength back. A lot of prayer, a lot of tenacity, a lot of Daddy, I ain't going out like that. And that's how I talk to God. We got all, you, everybody has their own relationship with God. And I didn't know my father coming up. So God has always been daddy to me. And I go to him like I would go to an earthly father. Daddy, can I talk to you? So I'm happy with the relationship we have because every day I wake up my eyes, I think about the fact that before I was born, the doctors told my mother I was not going to make it. And then I was told again at the age of 6, if she comes out of this coma, she's going to be a vegetable. And then again at the age of 17, when I had a real bad case of pleurisy, I was told that I was not going to survive it. And it was just there have been too many times in my life that I've been told. I have a pacemaker defibrillator. The morning that they did, I kept telling everybody, my heart is doing something funny. And whenever they would put me on a heart monitor, nothing showed up on the heart monitor. My mom took me to the emergency room one night, and on the way back from the emergency care didn't have what I needed. So they had to transport me to another hospital, take this test. And on the way coming back, the EKG machine did something. And the tech that was working with me said, I don't like what I just saw. The driver said, well, I haven't hit any bumps or anything. They both said, maybe it's a glitch. As they were taking me inside, it did it again. And I just felt woozy. I didn't know any other way to describe it except for woozy. Now, I might say the name of it wrong, but it's like sinoatrial arrest is what I was having. And what that is a pause between heartbeats. So my cardiologist elected to hospitalize me. They hooked me up to the monitor. And one morning, he came in the room that Friday and he says, I'm going to let you go home Monday. We're going to watch you through the weekend and I'll let you go home Monday. Okay, cool. That Saturday morning, when I woke up, there were a room full of nurses. Everybody's asking me, are you okay? How do you feel? What's going on? Are you cold? Are you hot? And I'm like, I don't know. Am I still alive? And the lady finally explained to me, she said, your heart has been pausing between beats ever since you've been in here. Part of a second, up to 3 seconds. This time it paused for 7 seconds. The magnitude of that did not hit me until I realized that you can go. I mean, you can go in a fraction of a second, but 7 seconds, your heart decided it just wants to not take the second half of this beat. So I have that daddy daughter relationship with God because somehow everything I go through, he pulls me through. And I know he's with me through everything I go through. I walk in prayer. I walk in peace and I walk in love. Even though I can barely get around right now, I know I'm coming through this. And I know I'm coming through this stronger than I was when I started. In April, I sustained a concussion. Had to go to I was out for over an hour. Went to the hospital. Doctor changed my medication, didn't know anything about me. It caused swelling in my feet and legs. We still can't get that right. But what we did learn is that me as a whole is losing weight, but my penis is growing. Part of the reason for the swelling, my penis with it growing, is cutting off circulation to my legs. Blood flow can go down. It's not coming back up. Only relief I can get is laying down. But because of the heart condition, gotta lay to the left. So the right leg does very well. Left leg still stays swollen. For the longest time, we couldn't get a doctor to agree, the insurance company and doctor to agree to do a paniculectomy. This week, we finally got a doctor to agree. That just happened today, y'all. That just happened today. Thank you for the thumbs. Thank you, Tina. Have a great day. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to that. Okay, thank you. But yeah, I learned my purpose a long time ago. I believe in the power of meditation. I believe in the power of prayer. And I wake up in the morning meditating and reconnecting. I believe in energy and I try to keep mine positive and I enjoy people with positive energy. That's why I love you guys so much. I heard I went to one channel and the person said, I don't understand people who say I love you and they don't know you. The statement didn't hurt me from the angle of them saying it. It hurt me because I felt like that person didn't know what real love was. And that's something in me that I wish for everybody. And I tell everybody, learn to love yourself. That is the greatest love of all. I mean, outside of God. And I mean, the greatest earthly love of all is loving yourself because you are not equipped to give anybody else the love they deserve from you if you don't love you. You have to love you. And sometimes that means pampering yourself, giving yourself pep talks, surrounding yourself with all positive things. Buy yourself flowers. Treat yourself out to lunch or dinner or breakfast or whatever. Sometimes I get on my scooter and instead of just drowning in the fact that, oh Lord, last month or last year I could walk over to the mailbox. I get on my scooter and ride around the corner to the pond and sit and look at the birds and watch the fish jump and write my best poetry. I am a published poet and a published novelist. You can find my book, Jordan's River, on Amazon. Author Catherine TL Hodges. But yeah, I believe in happy. I believe in giving happy. I believe in. My mother used to call me very naive, and I think my mother finally got me the year before she passed. At least she said she did. I don't know if she got me before that or not, but she said, "I think I finally understand. You just want everybody to be fair and happy." I'm like, yes, that's me. If I do something wrong, tell me I did something wrong, and I will do my best to fix it. If I don't feel like it was wrong, then let's have a discussion about it. I don't want to bicker. That way you get to understand why I moved a certain way, and you may understand that. And then if you tell me your perspective, well, if you had done this instead of that, then it gives me an option. I can go back the next time and be like, you know what? You might be right. I'll try that. Communication, and even that is all a part of loving yourself because a lot of people out here don't know how to communicate because they don't even know how they feel about themselves. They don't they don't know. I can sit here and stay so I have those days, don't get me wrong. I do suffer from depression. I do suffer from OCD, PTSD, ADHD, anxiety. Yes, I do. And I could sit here and let this chair swallow me up every day. Why? Even in my depressed moments, I still love me wanting this panniculectomy. I told my doctor the first time I talked to her, she said, you're going to have to lose 100 to 150 pounds. I was like, okay, wait a minute, let me explain something to you. I am not trying to get pretty, fancy, sexy, gorgeous, or anything for anybody else. When I look in the mirror and I see me, I am all of that. But there are some things about me that if I have the power to change, I would like to change. Sculpting my body is not one of them. But there's something going on here that's not right. And it took me pushing that. I have pushed for that for some time now. And it took the concussion, the doctor changing the medication, and them seeing she's actually losing weight. Pants don't fit the same until they get to the panties, and I can't fasten them. And I'm like, if it weren't growing, then I should still be able to fasten my pants. I've given you my food journal. You see, I'm eating the right foods. I'm doing the right things, even though most of the time I'm not eating. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. But it's got to be fixed. It's got to be fixed. And it took them really putting their heads together. It took my daughter doing a lot of research to find out what the other part of the problem was. And right now, everything is pointing towards what they call Mal's disease. Because for years, I don't care what I eat, how little, how much, I get this pain right here in my stomach, and it makes me not want to eat because I don't want to hurt. So I'm a work in progress, but I am going to start wrapping this up and cutting it short because I want to put my head back into this. I want to finish it tonight. I don't have that much left to do. I just have to bring this up to a peak on all four sides. I'm working the colors down as I go. I'm about ready to go back to my dark purple and just make it all happen from there. And then I will I'll just go around the border with the granny cluster, and it'll be pretty and ready to go. Hey Denise, how are you? I'm glad you popped in. I am getting ready to go though, because I know that there are a lot of people coming on very soon. I just wanted to pop in and say hello to everybody and just do a little bit of sharing and to ask everybody, please look at the birthday wish list down at the bottom. Very simple person. All I want is yarn. And if they had yarn with Tinkerbell on it, that would be perfect. I'm a Tinkerbell girl. Very Tinkerbell. So please, 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 everybody, always love yourself. Love yourself. And I mean that. It is the greatest love of all. You cannot love anybody else the way they deserve to be loved by you unless you love you like you deserve to be loved. And always know that I, Kitty Lane, love you too. So until we meet again, which will be soon, peace out, everybody.